We are live, ready for another quarterfinal match with T-Self here.
Hello, everyone.
Should
Oh,
have us
yeah.
a great game. We got us some Wood Elves versus Pro Elves.
Perfect type of game for me.
Second Pro Elf game this day for me to cast.
It's pretty exciting that there's a lot of Pro Elves late in the Challengers Cup here. Not something you normally see in Rebbl, just because our numbers are so low.
Something, glad all the chorfs are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Diving right into the Disco Dans do Rebbl, the Pro Elf team. Got some Blodge Step Blitzers, pretty standard. A Blodge Step Catcher that also has Tackle. An Agility 5 with Wrestle and Dodge. A Dodge Guard Piece.
A
Thrower.
lot of guard, yeah. 3
A
guard,
lot
which
of guard.
is
3 guard
quite a lot. Yeah, quite a lot for Elves. Not the most I've ever seen, but the
Always love to
first,
see
the
a kicker.
second, really good. The third, every more is good.
I think after you get past like 3 for very agile teams, it becomes a little less useful because you're usually looking to split up the enemy team in Bash anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I've had 6 on a team before as elves, and it was pretty good.
It doesn't sound terrible, especially like that helps you abuse other elves.
Yeah,
But I think it's still against like you go against Chaos Nurgle, you're still gonna lose the Bash fight. But yeah, this seems pretty solid team. I always love to see kick.
Yeah, it's a
great
skill. Great skill on any team that wants to go fast. Not as useful in the mirrors, to be honest. I mean, you end up kicking shallow, and you end up really only using it
every
if you get a blitz. Always nice. What are they up against?
The Disco Dans should be the home team.
Mm-hmm.
They do not.
I don't think they have a stadium.
Yeah, they have no stadium. In the looks of it. 13-0-2 record. That's really good.
Yeah, Toskai is a name that's been around a lot. Has gotten to the Super Bowl in the past, so he knows what he's doing.
And he's watched quite a few of my casting of the playoff games. But that 13-0-2, that's really good. Like that's crazy. Hi Lord, how you doing? 11 fan factor, pretty standard stuff. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to a Bark Future.
Which definitely is not a standard team.
No, it's not. It's absolutely amazing. We have 5 movement ups, 2 of which are on a goddamn tree.
And 2 on a catcher as well, which means it's a natty.
Oh yeah, combined with sprint. Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, they start with sprint, so 2 level ups. That's the fastest. I guess 2 level ups is tied with gutter runners, right? They have
one more level, and it'll get sure feet, and everybody will hate them even more. But hopefully, it gets fouled to death this game, and we don't have to worry about that.
Potentially. The other thing that's really good for this matchup is that War Dancer, eh?
Yeah. The Vampire Dancer?
I mean, he's more than a vampire at this point. Strength 4, Agi 5, Leap, Blodge, Tackle, Mighty Blow. I don't think that there's more perfect player for 260 value.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you. Also has a kicker with the movement down. Generally, I've seen in games like this, kickers die really early.
Kickers die early no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you're playing against, a team with no Mighty Blow or a team with all of it. Kickers always die. It's the unwritten rule of kick. But yeah, it looks good. And I mean, they do have, I believe, a full roster plus 1 bench.
Benches?
Yeah, one player on each. So
yeah, one player each.
Wood Elves probably have the slight advantage in terms of attrition, just because of the Mighty Blow they have. But the Pro Elves come into the match with a decently sized inducement, so 1890 versus 1730.
Yeah,
So
it's a
about
pretty big
120
difference.
plus a bank to spend.
Yeah,
Tosca has the
we're,
full
we're definitely gonna
150
see
available.
like a wizard, either babes or a bribe, at least. Maybe
Yeah,
a star
something
player.
like that. It's always hard to tell when you play the elf matchups. Like he could take an Eldril, not a terrible choice. Could go for the bribe and babe. Could go for a lot of different things. I'm not sure if the wizards are definitely good. Not sure if this matchup is the best for it,
Yeah,
but
just because it's wood elves.
yeah. But there's definitely choices, and it's one of those things that you
It's
like to
right at
have.
that range of inducements where you're not quite sure what they're gonna get.
Exactly, and that's really good because sometimes, like when you play against a team that's getting inducements, you go into the match knowing exactly what they're going to take, and you've had a couple days to plan for it. Whereas the Wood Elves here, they might not actually know what this Pro Elf team will take, and maybe it'll surprise them.
And for anybody who doesn't know, the tree with one movement up never has to roll to stand up if it gets knocked down.
Mm-hmm. And a tree with two movement up is even better because it can still move after standing up.
Yeah. Now it's actually a viable ball carrier if you have 8 turns to score. If it ever gets rooted, you just use strong arm. That's what it's there for.
I have potentially scored on a tree before in I believe it was Imperium. So not exactly real Blood Bowl, but
I'm gonna check
it had
if
to
they're
walk the
in
whole
game
way
now,
with two
though.
movement.
They might be in inducements or just about starting out. It does not look like they are in game yet.
No, just
See a
4
bunch of
clan
clan games going on though, like 4 different ones.
Yep.
Pretty exciting. We should have just made it in time before inducements finished.
Yeah, I expect like inducements will take a bit of time. So.
And this is why you always start casting late, because if you cast late, you're on time.
Sometimes I've seen some
you're
people
not seeing each
actually
other
start.
bug. Okay, that makes sense to us.
That bug has happened so often this playoffs. I don't. Must be just Cyanide servers are crapping out again.
I had that once where me and my opponent both showed up at 2 p.m. Except they'd forgotten about time zones, so they were logged in 2 hours before I was, and then we both claimed each other missed the match. That was funny. Understandable, time zone math.
Time
gets messed
zones,
up.
yeah. Time zones can be tricky. But this one, just a bug. Get fixed apparently.
The thing
Usually
for me is,
just
I always forget
resetting.
to, like when I do the conversion, I forget to convert from 24-hour time to 24-hour time, then to my time.
Mm.
So I messed that up because simple math is not my forte. I got hit in the head a couple years ago. And that's why I play Blood Bowl, because I can
So
press pretty pictures.
any guesses? Let's try and get some predictions here on who do you think is gonna win while we're waiting.
I think that the Wood Elves are probably favored. If I just had to guess.
Yeah, I would say that the Wood Elves, like as a team, are favored. Whether Mongoose as a coach is favored, I'd say probably Toskai has the edge from just like an experience standpoint. But both of these coaches have shown through their previous games this Challengers Cup that they're capable. Let's see. So
I
the
haven't
Pro
had the
Elves
pleasure to catch a Toskai match, so I'm actually really excited.
Let's see. The pros came through Lizards, Dark Elves, and Khemri so far. And these Wood Elves have played against Dark Elves. Which one is this team? Chaos. And last round was Undead? No. Lizards. Lizards.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So
I think I casted that one.
Lizards, Chaos, and Dark Elves for one team. Lizards, Dark Elves, and Khemri for the other. So relatively equal paths that they've taken.
Yep, and it looks like the game is live.
Cool.
So hopping into that, see what inducements we got.
Yeah,
Excited
I'm
for
actually
this.
kind of interested to see what Tosca went for in the end, because I don't think it's like a thing that is like a must. There's no must choice here.
Gonna watch from the Prelf's view since it looks like they're on offense.
Okay.
Looks like we have a Babe and a Wizard.
Babe, and yeah, that's fine.
I like that.
Seems reasonable choice. Spent a bit out of the bank for that, but I mean, they had a full bank, so, and I have a bench already, that's like the dream spot to be in as a pro team.
Absolutely.
Bank and a bench.
And it looks like Toast has won the fame. So he's got a +1 on kickoff events, and that's going to be pretty solid.
So that'll combine
again,
with that.
looking at the teams again, I still think that the Wood Elves are favored, just from the fact that they have a Natty. They have the crazy War Dancer, and they have two 3 Mighty Blow instead of 0.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really count the tree for that, but it should count a bit.
I
War
think just from
Dancer,
3-die potential, it makes it
yeah,
almost
the War Dancer itself is just gonna. If that guy goes off, then it's gonna be a tough game for the Pro Elves.
And the Pro Elves don't have a dirty player either, so this might actually be hard if they start getting attritioned. But they have the Wizard in their pocket. That should make up for a little bit of it.
Yeah, what they do have going for them is that, apart from the really good Dancer, there's no tackle on this Wood Elf team. So just the one. So if you are able to get a quick removal on that guy, suddenly all this blodge on the Pro Elf team looks really good.
And 3 sidestep isn't anything to scoff at either.
Yeah, while the other direction, the Pro Elves themselves have 3 tackles, so maybe a little easier for them to target these dodge players on the Wood Elf side.
This ends up anything like a Bark Futures last game. That leader thrower is going to get punched. I think their last match, their leader thrower got removed with a KO and came back the next drive, but I can't remember. I know the kicker almost died. But that's the nature of kickers. It's like, here's a very useful skill. It's the only super useful skill you also put in front of the defensive line.
Oh, so that is interesting. So the Wood Elves, I guess they have, unless it doesn't show me the leader, it doesn't show the leader reroll at the start. So
they started with 2 rerolls, and they also have leader.
So if you can target that leader guy, it can be like a useful guy to get rid of.
Yes, because if he's not there at the start of the second half, then I believe even if they come back on a later drive in the second half, you won't have the leader reroll.
They get it.
Gets there.
Not an over. If they come back during the second half, they do get it, I believe.
Do they? Okay.
I'm not sure how it works with overtime, but I believe as long as they haven't touched the field yet, they still give the reroll as soon as they come on the field.
Can you be a bigot towards dwarves and non-pro elves? Well, you can. However, you're still being a bigot, and I will time you out for at least 3 solid minutes.
Those damn dwarves.
How do I time out the casters? Ironic dwarf hate is allowed. Oh yeah, you can be biased. I can't stop that. Got some Good hits coming in.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
the
the
attempt to remove the
choices.
guard.
I like the way he placed his guard with the dodge on the tree, because there's just no reason to ever leave someone next to that tree, and you might as well have a dodge roll to get off of it. And
Yeah,
that
1 in
dodge also
36 get
got
outs there.
him 2 easy hits. I like the choice of blitz target. It didn't have. He went for the guard, which didn't have any defensive skills. It was nice.
Yeah, attacking naked guard's always good. And Koopa, this is a live game. So we don't know who's going to do what in this one. Now, the main thing is, where do you think, are there any dodgeless players this tree can try to base? I don't think it gets much. It just
um,
forces a 1 in 6 dice roll.
he'll he'll base the kicker probably a bunch. I'm personally like the tree is usually like the worst player in an elf mirror.
Yeah, that's what that's what I'm saying. It's
It's
great in
not
bash
built for
matchups.
this. Yeah, it's not built for this matchup.
It's the anti-attrition piece for bash.
Yeah. And I guess like the plus movement is nice. I don't know really like how much it does for the tree other than letting it pick itself up. Like the second plus movement kind of like is a waste almost.
It makes it a really good screening piece.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Like, it's
Personally, I
strength
probably
6.
would rather just have grab or
I think
something
I
that
would have
helps
too,
with
but
one turn
I
in.
don't hate the second movement. It actually
But
gives
I
it
can
pretty
I
good
actually
range.
like considering that he has a natty, like the one turn isn't difficult anyways.
Pretty standard thrower play. You just keep the thrower with the ball in the back. Should be out of range of just about everything except the strength 2 catchers.
Yeah, and you're not really worried if the catchers want to head back there.
I mean, yeah, like if a no wrestle, no block catcher wants to red dice, go for it.
As long
Just
as
foul
the
it when he gets on the ground.
main thing is keeping the ball out of range of the War Dancer. Which is exactly 1 square out of range of that nasty War Dancer.
Well, Koopa, this matchup, I think traditionally is all skill dependent, just no matter what. Like, fresh versus fresh, I think it favors pro elves because they start with more skills. At the higher TVs,
It's hard to say actually because I think
it's really just skill dependent. I think this is
fresh
the
versus
most
fresh,
like
the War Dancers can be a little bit of a pain.
I don't think it's quite like dwarf versus Amazon. It's basically always dwarf favored. I don't think it's like got
Yeah,
very many
it's nothing like
wide
that.
claims you can make about it usually. And especially with stat up differences can be massive. Like especially the widows definitely have better access to one turners.
Mm. Yeah.
Now, who would you be going at this point? Because I see both an exposed guard and a just
I
dodge when you have a tackle piece.
I'd go for the. Can you hit the dodge guard guy? Yeah, you can hit the dodge guard guy. I'd go for that dodge guard catcher. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh
5,
yeah, I see that.
6, 7. Like he goes after the other one for the 3 dice, which I don't hate either. Like just go for numbers, and 3 dice is better than 2 dice. But
And it pays
might have
off.
like might have liked to go after the guard dodger. KO still though is that's what the pro elves want, right? Because they bought that babe for a reason.
I think the argument against the catcher is you might be a little more exposed on your war dancer
Yeah, I
because
think
you had
he
to come
had
out
enough
further.
room. He had 5 movement to get there, 6, 7, 8. Like he could have gotten into the screen, right?
Yeah,
He could have
absolutely.
gotten screened. So I don't know if like it would be that hard to protect him.
I think the line elf also is slightly more of a scoring threat at this moment. No, it should be about the same.
Yeah,
think that's
I think
just,
the reason really just for going for that guy was the just the straight up 3 dice consideration. Like 3 dice is better than 2. And that was the reason he went for it.
I think also if you can set up a 3-die on some of these sidestep blodgers.
Mm. Yeah, I wouldn't hate going after the tacklers if you can get 3 dice.
Because if just throwing 6 dice at a problem can help a lot. Getting scoring threats, threatening, trying to force the Wood Elves to split up, but the Wood Elves are so fast, I don't even think they're forced to respond to anything if they don't want to.
Yeah, and they also just don't really mind whatever turn the pros decide to score.
Yeah, like, if you score on turn 1 or turn 2, they're gonna take a longer drive and stall it out. You score on turn 7 or 6 or 7, they'd put in their natty and just score anyways. Honestly, the Widows might just adopt a just want to be on defense sort of standpoint. Just use their natty every time they get the ball and score in one turn.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that.
I doubt it.
I think it's
I
bad.
think they'd get punished on the line of scrimmage. But
Yeah.
it's a thing I've seen before.
Like, I wouldn't hate them going for like a shootout type thing, but I wouldn't do it with 1-turners. I would do it more naturally with 2 turns. If I did choose that plan. Like, I do understand that they are the better team on defense, I believe, with the players they have. Those telemarketers.
That's the worst. But, I have a pretty solid success rate of getting rid of them by answering as Jim's Garden Center. You got the dough, we got the hoe. You see, I assert my dominance by making telemarketers hang up on me. That is the feeling of power. Probably nothing else interesting happening on this Prelf turn. Like, we might see a little bit of screening occur, but no real interesting developments.
Got their threats. I think they'd like to screen a little better the dodge guard guy around the side, but
yeah, I agree. I think that 1 or 2 Wood Elves are going to come down and pressure the ball, and then it's going to run away. Hi, Luke. How you doing?
Has he made his blitz yet? No, he hasn't blitzed yet. So I guess he's blitzing the kicker, the way he's set up.
Probably with the bludge step on the tree.
Either with that or the back catcher.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
He has the Agi 5 as like the in-between for a long pass play.
Yep, double pros on the cast today. Nothing interesting happening. I'm rooting for the Pro Elves to be the first to remove a kicker, just because the Wood Elf kicker doesn't have block. I think that's the most interesting part of this game, is whose kicker dies first.
So I'm not sure if are the Wood Elves going to try and stop this? I don't know if they need to. I think they just try to take their best shot at whoever they think they can get.
I think they're just going to go for damage.
Yeah. Maybe this is the time where you take that 3 dice on the blitzer. Though I don't like hitting blitzers. Maybe you can manufacture something against the tackle sidestep catcher or something.
I think if one was really exposed, you could go for the 3 die, but I don't think it's super useful quite yet. It gives up too much position to do so.
Well, I don't think he cares about position.
Oh, yeah. Set up to intercept the ball, set up to pressure the thrower.
Yeah, set up, just get between the threats and the thrower, and then send someone that they Prelfs can't like just ignore.
You know, have just the chance of interception, because like they don't have the Prelfs don't have safe pass, so if it's an interception, it's just gone.
But they're not going to throw over that. It's like they're just
no.
They're going to hand off to the IG5 catcher, who's then gonna, or they'll throw to the IG5 catcher, who's going to hand off to someone.
And the world's fastest tree has stopped moving.
Trees have 0 movement. They always fail their take routes. Does get a free hit with the based lineman on the Blodge Stepper. Might as well take it after you've made your blitz. You never know. Sometimes you will palace. Yeah, I think the wrestle just moved, but the catcher.
Oh, the catcher. Okay.
Yeah. This is why he's given it 2 assists. So your other choice of targets for the blitz are like the guard guy, just the naked guard guy again. I think he's a reasonable choice. Could blitz. You know, honestly, they could come back and blitz that wrestle Agi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Like the plus strength war dancer could become both the threat on the ball and the blitz this turn.
I like that a lot.
To throw some other players
that looks like a good play. The ball on the throw though is just a 2+ from 6 tiles away on pass to the Blodge Step catcher, handoff.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a big
it's always
going
to be the thing there.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big threat, but I think getting a blitz on that Agi with Mighty Blow tackle sounds pretty nice.
it forces ball downfield, which I think is what Elves want at this point.
Here comes the cheeky pow. I'm not sure I would have taken this block first, but we go for it. It might make the paths a little easier for pressuring. Cheeky pow got the knockdown, but didn't get a break.
And we should just see basic screens and it being ignored by the ball. Nice dodgy elf shenanigans. Base with the Blodge, I like it. All the tackle is a little bit behind. You're going to have to take a blitz to get them off. And if they're still standing after the tackle blitz, it's just going to be annoying.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really stopping anything. Like, there's the handoff play in the corner still.
Is there only 1 wrestle piece for each team?
It looks like... I thought there's 2 on the Wood Elves.
Wood Elves have 2. They have
2 on the Wood
linemen.
Elves. And then the Prelfs have the catcher.
Could be really interesting if some of the wrestle dies.
I don't like that. And that's why. That's why I don't like that.
No.
That was a blitz, and it didn't knock something down. And it could have. I think that was like the least valuable target.
Like, you could argue, yeah, you want to get rid of the guard, but if you want to get rid of the guard, go for the naked one.
Yeah, go for the naked one, exactly. It would have gotten a knockdown there. And
or the catcher, if you can.
And if you wanted to go for a target that was protected by block, go for a better value target than that guy.
In all Pro Elves, Challengers Cup final would be really interesting.
It would certainly make the Pro Elf Discord happy.
it would be a lot of sidestepping, that's for sure.
It
would actually, if it could
be...
The
chance here for just blitz the War Dancer and then foul it. I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate that either.
The foul would probably be with the kicker, so it wouldn't be the... Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
You know, I think that would count as the first kicker removal. Therefore, I would be happy with the results of the competition.
But I would be super, super happy with an investment in trying to get rid of this ridiculous War Dancer. You'd play two assists, blitz it over with the Blitzer, who's in range. Well, it makes a GFI, but I mean, when it's 1 GFI, I think it's worth it. You have 4 rerolls.
And this...
And then Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then it's like, yeah, I mean, you're hitting the most important player, right?
Looks like kind of what's happening. Setting up some sort of chain push as well.
Why chain push? I don't know why you would base the guard there, adjacent to the mighty blow.
Potentially looking at a guard lock.
Oh, it's because
Hitting the other war
only
dancer.
going for the other dancer. I would have preferred going after the big dancer. It didn't work out in the end either way. That's pretty bad
Yeah,
dice
dove skulls is rough.
for a blitz. But I might have okay, I don't think it was as big a commitment. I guess he wants to score on the same turn, so that's why he went for the just the mighty blow dancer there. Because
That would make sense.
this indicates to me that he's planning on scoring with the guard catcher this turn.
Yeah, otherwise you're just giving up a couple extra blocks.
Yeah, which would be a 2+ throw to the blood stepper, and then a handoff to the guard, and then a score.
I think it's kind of interesting with the tree that we're basically at a 10v10 field right now because of the take root.
Yeah, well, I think like the Prelfs want to be on the defense because they have the wizard, so they want to try and find the time for the wizard. And if you have two halves where you're going at their thing, you have more chances to potentially get a wizard off. And
yeah, that's
all the moves
thought.
he's making, all the moves he's making right now indicate to me that he's just covering for this pass in case it fails.
Something along the lines of, if you don't find an opportunity in a 6-turn drive to use the wizard, you just use it on the 8-turn drive.
Yeah, you have plenty of chances to find a good opportunity if you give them more time. And as we said earlier, like an 8-turn drive doesn't really do that much for the Pro Owls because, you know.
Oh, the 1-turn drive.
Natural 1-turn
potential.
Yeah. Potential.
And you get like one chain push, and that negates one of the GFIs you have to take as well.
Making sure to be safe with his catch, but does get to use the catch reroll.
All right. It's the first drive down. Time to see like 4 more, I hope.
Oh yeah, I think this is going to be a high-scoring match. I don't think it will be quite like the playoff match we saw in the last round. That went to, I believe, what was it, 7-6 or 8-7 or something? It was
that was a misspelled trees game, I believe.
Yeah,
like
misspelled
7-6.
tree and
against the Skaven.
Mm-hmm. Which was officially the largest scoring game in playoffs history.
I'm gonna swap views to the Widows. I like to see the field from the offensive point of view. Though that does put a big tree in my way.
KO stays out. Not the biggest of deals yet because 11 players still.
Yep, 11 versus 11.
It does mean the thrower has to sit on the field, but to be honest, I almost like the thrower anyways because it has sure hands, so it can pick up in tackle zones and then.
Do you think the tree gets taken off on offense?
On offense, I think it's better because at least you get like one hit with it.
That's fair. But one mighty blow hit, and on defense, you can't really do much though.
If I was thinking of taking the tree off, like I would just not have it on the field for any of the tribes until someone else dies.
That's fair.
I just think it doesn't really do anything in this matchup.
The only thing it is a roadblock. Like you're forced to go around it rather than punch through it.
Yeah, but elves don't care.
Like, oh no, I have to take 2+ to walk past the tree. I was gonna do that anyways.
I just think like the downside of if you roll a 1, it's almost like a removal. It's just so high on the tree in these matchups.
But by the nature of this matchup, It's only out for like 1.5 turns.
Now, of course, if it gets a removal on its LOS block, then it's done its job, right? So maybe
I
we'll
think
see.
it's done more than its job. I think it's like gotten its value. You brought it along for one mighty blow hit. Congratulations.
Especially when Mighty Blow tends to snowball in matches like these. Like, if you get the advantage early, you tend to keep the advantage.
Well, yeah,
Especially when
the
you have a
elves
lot of
can
it.
fail dodges, but almost all the elves in this game have dodge, so it's like 1 in 36s. So you don't expect them to fail, even though you know they can. Oh,
Yeah, you
wait,
just
a
have...
tree once defended alone in overtime?
Yes, there was a game where
I don't
the
actually
only
know about that.
player on
That's
the field
incredible.
was a tree.
Like, what was the other team? That's incredible. I love big guys in Blood Bowl, but I think a lot of times they're just a little too pricey sometimes.
They're just bad. Let's
But
just be
I
fair.
like them. Like it's like I know it's bad, but I bought the Minotaur like on my
Yeah.
20 game chaos because I want it.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna move
Yes,
our
I'm giving up
players
a wizard
around.
every game. No, I am not upset about it.
I'm not sure why we're pushing our LOS towards the Mighty Blow. I mean, I understand that's the ball side, but personally, I would be erring on the side of I want my Mighty Blow hit. My players not hit with Mighty Blow, especially my
I think
naked
you do
guard.
better basing the catcher with a tackle piece. Unless you're just
Yeah,
gonna base the entire line of scrimmage, like then I think it's okay.
I would prefer like just. I just don't see any realm in which I guess the Wood Elves could roll a 1 on the pickup and then it gets spicy if you do this setup, but
Like
if they don't
or
roll the 1
or
on the pickup, you're kind of giving up a Mighty Blow hit for free that you don't really want to be
absolutely.
giving up.
I think the only way I would change my view on that though is if you put multiple sidesteppers over there on the line of scrimmage. That makes it really awkward if you don't roll POW.
Yeah. But again, the tackle can come in there and blitz, and you can make it work as the Wood Elves. As it is, I just foresee the guard getting like those players just getting smashed, which is unfortunate.
Also, strength 4 on a war dancer in a world of strength 3. Holy, it's gonna do so much work at this game.
Especially when it leaps on 2s. If Mongoose wants to get aggressive with his War Dancer, you can definitely find some good hits with it. And this is why I think the pros wanted to get that ball into the end zone and just not be on offense anymore, because that War Dancer is a thing.
Sometimes I think in most matchups I find it easier to hurt things on offense. Just because both hitting things and getting into scoring range go hand in hand. Whereas on defense, you don't always get to hit what you want and defend against the ball.
Maybe. I tend to prefer defense or hitting, just because you don't have to protect anything either, so you can focus all on it. But
Yeah, you have like more pieces available on defense.
half a dozen one, half dozen the other. Pros and cons to both.
It's kind of you have it in different ways on both.
Yeah.
It usually evens out, but it's kind of interesting to think about.
Yeah, and the ball was picked up. I didn't agree with picking it up that early in the drive. Maybe would have made some hits first, but like a 1 in 36 there, and it could have been nasty.
Yeah, versus like
it wasn't
1
protected
in
very
81
well.
blocks could take instead.
Well, I don't even know about those. Just the 1 in 2.
No, it's
the
not. It's
actual
not 1 in
quads.
81. It's 1 in 36 without the reroll. And if you reroll it, it's like 1 in 200 something.
Yeah, 112.56.
Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you.
It goes up really high.
Yeah, it's 1 in 81 is no block with a reroll.
Yeah. I wouldn't take any of those, but I would take hits that had block
Yeah, absolutely.
before I tried to pick up a ball that was probably losing you the game if you 1 in 36'd it. Because all the elves were ready to capitalize.
Now, I was watching college postseason punch up, and my mentee picked up the ball first action and went to vanity pass. He was playing chaos. He failed the pickup, rerolled it, and then still went for the vanity pass before taking blocks. I was sad.
Oh yes, nice. You know, those are the things that you do in college, though. You make those mistakes so you won't make them later after you get yelled at by your mentor.
The thing is, like, he knew it was greedy.
Here we go. Let's see whether this punishes. This is the hit.
Armor break. Stun.
Oof, not a punish.
Just a stun.
Close, very close to being punished.
I love having animations set to just armor breaks. Because there's always that like moment of anticipation before you see if it's a big hit or not.
Mm-hmm.
The snake counter is actually at 0.
Yeah, there haven't been any yet. But don't worry, it's an elf versus elf match. There will be
We're
plenty.
gonna see a snaked dodge into a snaked pickup into magnet hands on the tree, and he's gonna go for the touchdown.
That is potentially something that could happen.
That is my hopes and dreams, is that we see a tree touchdown this game. Armor break, another stun.
So not the worst LOS here for Toast. Whenever you get those stuns, you're very happy.
I know. I really like a lot of the hit animations on the elves. Both being hit and doing the hitting. Very satisfying.
Ooh, and this is going to be the potential here, because now we have... Well, we get another try.
Yeah, and
But we
took the
potentially have
block, so didn't get to
tackle
use
based
sidestep.
up. And actually, I mean, this ball is not safe, right?
No, I don't think it is at all.
We'll have to... I think we wrestle this down, yeah.
Yeah, you almost have to.
And then you have to do a naked dodge in order to secure the ball here.
Or you bring the catcher back.
Well, you need both.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do. Because these are 3 wide sidelines on the sides.
Yeah, and the Edge 5 catcher is looming, waiting for a mess up.
Yeah, and there's this the throwers and blitz range of the pro elf catcher with guard there, like no GFI blitz. Yeah, that ball's gonna get sacked, I think, or at least an attempt's gonna be made.
I certainly see an attempt being made.
Oh, the way I had it pathing was a 2+ through tackle zone with tackle, but that's still 2+ to get on the ball.
It's still a 2+. I'd take those any day.
Can probably make it 2 dice in some way.
I like the scoring threat. Guys being annoying back there.
You can get the agility 5 catcher and the guard catcher onto the wall, so that this could be a sack with 2 dice. Marking the strength 4. probably gonna just stand up the tackle piece next to it as well. Or we're actually just hitting the strength 4. Maybe setting up for a foul as well.
Could be just hitting the strength. Maybe he thought that if he went for the ball, he'd just be getting it countered back the next turn by that dancer, so there's no reason to go for the ball this turn. There's certainly something that could have happened. Like, you do all this work to get the ball, you can't actually score, so you just lose it back to that dancer.
Now, I don't hate not going for the sack, because if it fails, it's just guarantees the score for the Wood Elves. They just run all past you.
I think the reason he didn't go for it is just because the chances of you holding on to the ball after the turn's over was very slim.
And I think he also still gets to mark with the sidestep blodge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually, I think this is just as good, if not better.
I would have liked to see a foul attempt on that dancer as well, if he could have manufactured one.
I think that's a fair thought, but there is no spare players right now. The other one's KO'd, and pros don't have a dirty player. So I could understand not going for it. But, Word Answers, AV7, you get a 5+, and that's at least, that's like a 3/5 removal chance? I think it is. Like, assuming you break armor, which with a 5+, it's pretty easy. I don't know the exact numbers. I just know it's pretty solid chances. It's 100% chance. Ah, thank you. I didn't run the math.
It's 50%. Either it works or it doesn't work.
That one's always my favorite. I love that one. But, really, the Pro Elves have made a mistake. This tree is wide open.
Yeah, the tree is going to bomb down the field with the ball here. I mean, how do you answer strength 6 ball carrier?
Easy. Strength 6 sacker.
So we'll be able to blitz free the ball here? And then cage it?
Blitz free and the sidestep. From the angle, the sidestep won't be able to stay on the ball. So that's pretty solid.
Just goes
or you just 3 dice and get a pal. That works as well. That works as well.
Going with Mighty Blow and Kaz's.
There you go. Casualty train is rolling. That's going to be output.
Yeah, I think that will be. Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, he lets it go. That is.
I think I would have rolled the output there, but I think that's potentially a better call if you want to win this game.
Yeah, trying to get the maximum value out of the apothecary for the game.
Yeah, I think that takes more commitment to this game than I'm willing to give, though. But then again, I'm not in quarterfinals of fucking Challengers Cup, am I?
Yeah, that's definitely the
that was the very
that
was the willpower save. But my thinking, though, is that, there's 3 Mighty Blow on the enemy team, and you're AV7, but there's no, piling on, and there's no dirty player. Oh, yeah, I completely been neglecting the Wizard Blaze. That's a good point, Luke. Maybe we could see a bolt or a fireball. Probably not a fireball with only 3 targets. But the math... Actually, fireball with 3 targets is... If any 3 of the 3 targets, getting knocked down is a success for what you're trying to do, it's better than the lightning bolt because that's a 1 in 8 versus a 1 in 6 to fail.
Yeah, but this one's not going to be that type of
Yeah,
a play.
this one isn't very
Yeah.
juicy. Like you can get the war dancer and the guard dodge Lino in there. But I don't think that's super tempting at all. Or you could kill a kicker and win the race.
I think if the tackles was closer and or not the scoring threat, this would be a juicy chance for a wizard.
Toast has done not Toast, but Mongoose has positioned very well to avoid the fireball. Because like every fireball possibility is a different set of 3 players.
The only problem I have is that there's definitely paths in to hit the ball without even using the wizard.
Yeah, I agree.
That aren't too terrible. Like they're 75%ers when you're going into 2 tackle zones.
Is that with agility 4 or agility 5?
With agility 4. 4 plus rerollable, 75%.
I get you.
Yeah, and we're not going to wizard. I didn't think we would. Not on this turn.
It's always fun to think about every single turn, though. I love the games where it's like, wow, is the wizard coming this turn? No? What about this turn? And I think the wizard often occupies the same space as like a bribe and a dirty player. It just forces your opponent to position in ways that they don't necessarily want to.
Yeah.
And if they don't respect that threat, that's when you actually get to use it.
Couple dodges here to get his players loose. Keeping players in scoring range just in case just to make the wizard play that much more credible.
Yep, I like that. These are in range without GFIs even. Doing a great job at combining a lot of the Wood Elf movement to where you want them to go.
Left the unskilled lineman on the floor. Didn't do another dodge with it.
Either forgot about it or didn't want to take the 2+.
Yeah.
Doubt they forgot about it. You could argue that if the tree takes root, that actually blocks a little bit of the movement as well. Be like a 2-wide wall. Yeah, I agree, Mongoose. That's kind of what I was thinking. I do like the Pro Elf positioning because with the one blitz that the Wood Elves get, they can't really open up many pathways besides dead left with the ball or down the right sideline and be snug up against that sideline, right where the Pro Elves want them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to go a little bit. Like it's not quite near the end of the half yet, but they're getting close to it.
It is the end of the half of the half.
Or is it the start of the half of the half? Well, neither team is getting
That's
anything
unfortunate.
Really
the naked lineman has resulted in a push.
Can re-roll it, but he does. I don't think that was worth a re-roll.
I honestly think it was just because I think you need the position here, and you needed that knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because this opens up a lot more space that the Wood Elves can get to, and they can claim up to 5 spaces on the left side of the pitch, rather than 2 or 3 on the right side. And Wood Elves with 2 rerolls and 4 turns, I think, is going to be just feeling really cozy. Because I don't even really have anything else to roll this turn. Like, they can't take any more blocks. They have all their dodge skills.
If they go too far, the wizard becomes better.
A little bit. Especially if they bunch up.
Yeah. Want to see how they choose to play this.
And where we have 5 spaces to work with,
you
it looks like we're going to get nice wide screens.
If you don't bunch up, you have this problem where you're heading towards the ag 5 player. And you really don't want to allow a 3+ for a 1 die on the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's gonna have to
what I
place
would be
his
hoping
guards
to
in good
see
spots.
is... I want to see like a player like fishhook around the Pro Elves. You know, kind of secure the middle just behind him. Like sort of like the wrestle dodge lineman right there, but like a square diagonally towards the Pro Elf end zone.
He's definitely playing anti-fireball here, but is that leading into a great lightning bolt? I think he might be a little wide. At the moment, there's a 3+1 dice on the ball. If it's not fixed.
With the agility 5?
Yeah. Coming into between the catcher and the leader.
But I think that most of the bounces with that would be okay, especially depending on where these last 2 players come.
Yeah, see, that guard's pretty far back. That's not really helping.
I think the only real like disaster spot that it could land would be just behind the naked guard
that makes it better. That makes it a lot better.
That's a lot better, yeah.
But now there's a fireball potentially on 4 that could be okay.
4-man fireball.
Though it's not great. I wouldn't like it.
It's not a great fireball. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't.
If it only knocks down 1 player, or if the war dancer's standing, it's really awkward still.
The dancer did solve the problem. Because there was a hole there for a little bit.
But, you know, if you throw a 4-man fireball and all 4 get knocked down, problem solved.
True. 4+s definitely solves many problems in Blood Bowl.
But you know what problems it doesn't solve? Throw teammate into 2 opposing players. That is just sadness. I think this tree has actually managed to trap a Pro Elf. Or it's at least giving that Blitzer 3+ to get out. The tree has done something.
Yeah, tree is in a surprisingly good spot here. This indicates me that our blitz is the wrestle dodger at the front. On a 3-2, probably.
Luke, I haven't played Blood Bowl long enough to tell if you're joking or not. Is it true that Wood Elves could... that the tree could throw something? What?
In really old versions of the game, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
2nd edition. The Wood Elf catchers had right stuff. I believe 1st or 2nd edition. One of the 2. But it was a very, very long time ago.
Yeah, I'm sure the models for that were like they were shorter than the other Wood Elves. Or pixie-like or something.
So I guess the blitz we're going for here, yeah, it's the 3-2 with the blitzer onto the wrestle dodge lineman. And we snake it. There's the first snake.
There we go.
Technically a 1 and 9, but it was double ones.
That counts. You're good, Luke. You're allowed to be old. I won't stop you. You know, I think if I tried to stop someone being old, I would go to prison. I think there's only illegal ways of doing so.
Using a time machine doesn't land you in prison right away.
Yes, but I don't have one of those yet. I haven't updated.
Oh, well, I mean, that's
I'm
the
just on
problem,
present time, unfortunately.
Plebeian without a... What plebeian doesn't have a time machine in these days?
You know, if you think about it, if it ever got to that point, you could honestly say no one because nobody would be there. They'd be in a different time.
See, I have a time machine. It just only goes, like, short hops in the future.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
like,
yeah. I use
set
one of
it for
those.
5 minutes, and suddenly it's 5 minutes in the future.
Oh.
It's like the Doritos ad, though. That was one of my favorite time machine based things.
I know one of my favorites was always I used to play a lot of games with this person I met who lived like 5 hours away, 5 time zones away, and I would always ask her, "Hey, what's it like in the future? Is it any brighter, or is it just as bleak?"
Yeah, 5 hours in the future. That's how I feel whenever I have to play against the Aussies in the Big O.
They're cheating.
What do you mean it's next morning already?
Oh, Frenzy used to be infinite? That's amazing. The surfs must have been stupid.
Right,
Luke is
mighty blow
fascinating me
onto
with
guard.
Blood Bowl
Seems good.
trivia.
Head back towards the middle of the field, I'm assuming, with this type of play. There's a snake that the pros like.
Yeah, yeah. Snake the armor roll. You know, there's another thing to complain about with Cyanide is, why are the armor dice included in my own dice? I don't want my ones to be good and bad. That makes me not able to yell at the statistical difference.
So you have
It
to
makes
use
it so much
good,
harder to complain.
applications.
I had to use
The
applications
cyanide
to
one's
complain.
bad anyway. Like, it misses things. Like, just random dub skulls just won't be counted for some reason when you go to look for them after the match.
Yeah, that's always fun.
So I guess we're gonna swing around and just like go by the tree. Seems like a reasonable choice. Got a very
Can
good
we
amount
even
of
make
players
the
to
tree
swing over
part of a temporary cage?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's caging. I think it's just all screens. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to make a cage because then you get fireballed, and trees actually just need to roll a 2+ in order to get knocked down by fireballs. Everybody knows that. It's not true. I am a liar.
Oh, we go for a
I don't hate
throw.
that. I don't hate that.
Yeah, get the ball
decent
further
spot.
over to the side of the pitch because it's a lot harder to bolt that and recover it now. It also gets him farther away
screening.
from being based by like a blodge step tackle, which is one of the ways that the pros could dictate the turn for the Wood Elves.
Yeah, get 2 sidesteppers on the ball, and it'll be very hard to deal with.
This is a very good turn for the Wood Elves. They've got a good path here towards being annoying on these, like stopping the pros from being able to stop them.
Yeah, that reasoning makes sense, Soul, but I don't like it from just separate it as dice rolls. Like, instead of being 6 dice and block dice, have it be 6 dice, block dice, and armor dice in the stats. That's all I would want.
Yeah, and there's definitely no wizard play here. There's just no chance of it, but maybe next turn we'll see. The Wood Elves, they're doing a good job of leaving enough in the middle of the pitch so that they can keep doing this swap back and forth if they have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is good play.
Wood elves are just so fast, even in comparison to other elves. Like even this tree is giving some of these injured linemen some runs for their money. You know, how upset would you be if this was your movement for tree, and the first time he gets injured, it's a movement down? I would rage.
Well,
I'd be so sad.
at movement 4, you don't mind the first movement down. It's when you get the movement 3 tree that gets the movement down, because then you've paid for all that, being able to stand up, and you still can't stand up anymore.
Well, like imagine if like you got a permanent injury and it's just like, oh yeah, you always get knocked down on both downs, even with block. Like, that'd be upsetting.
We'll definitely
just as
see a
much.
reroll here, I believe. Yeah, getting a little tired of not knocking players down with your blitz.
Throwing 6 dice at the problem
And
does not even result in an armor break. Is sad. You know, it's actually interesting how few removals there have been so far.
Yeah, I mean, not much here. Just the 1 Kaz and the 1 KO.
We do get to see a bit more of a positioning-based, agility-based gameplay that way, so I'm all for that.
I find it's going to be hard for the Pro Elves to do much here. I don't think they're going to pull the Wizard this drive. I think they're going to save it for the second half.
I think that the Wood Elves have too easy of a recovery and score. You see, I actually cannot cause the Caster's Curse. Earlier I said that Necro will out casualty Pro Elves, and they did. I mean, granted, they were behind until turn 15, but they still got ahead. I'm not the problem. It's all Aldar's fault. Aldar's fault. I can't speak. Just what you want in a caster.
Herringzord was always the best at cursing players.
Unfortunately, both kickers are still in the game. The Wood Elves could try to stall for another turn. They might just be better off going for the score, though.
I think they still stall. I don't see any reason why the Pearls would get a better Wizard. There's a lot of space for the Wood Elves to go up to. Not like this stall is difficult, right?
Yeah, it's not difficult. But we could still see a fireball into like a punt or something like that, and then you're playing the next half like for 1-1 or 2-1.
Yeah, but I don't foresee it happening. I don't foresee the Wizard being used this half. I think he'll save it. I think the Wood Elves can get the ball, they can even place the ball over on the sideline with the sidestepper and just double screen it. There's just not going to be a good.
I think if you put it on the sideline, it's definitely getting Wizard.
Oh well, yeah, but one off the sideline.
You meant one away, yeah. I know what you meant.
Yeah. To just take this whole sideline and you have a whole 4x5 area of space that you get to control, right?
Yeah. But do you think we'll see something like a score into a one-turner for the Wood Elves, just so they have the positional advantage? Or
yeah, I mean, score into then trade 1 turns is also a thing that the Wood Elves could try for here. Because I think the pros will still be able to 1 turn themselves.
Yeah, they have a lot of sidestep.
So the question is like, do you trust your dueling
But,
one turns? It could turn out
The Wood
bad.
Elves have one sidestep and a stand firm, so it might actually be hard to get the one turn.
It could be. Prelfs have the guard though, so they can.
Yeah, that's true.
Do it. And I do like this stall up in the corner. I think it's safe enough.
Yeah, and the pros don't have any leap or anything. I suppose you could be right. Now, I appreciate your wisdom. I'm not super familiar with high TV games yet. I just pretend like I am. If you talk authoritatively and speak confidently, nobody can tell that you're actually full of shit.
Good. Targeting a
Mighty blow on
non-block
naked
player is
guard.
good.
It's out of here.
Another good reason to not score on this turn is to deny multiple Babe rolls for the
Yeah,
KOs that you have.
pros do have the babes.
So the less number of KO rolls you allow them to take, the better for you. Now let's count squares here. Can catcher Blodge Step reach? Yes, he can. So the only scared bit you have here is that they bolt, they edge, throw to Blodge Step catcher, hands off to guard catcher scores.
Oh yeah, that would be devastating.
The only thing
This
I'd be
is a
scared of.
4 fireball. No, it's not. I'm being dumb.
I'd still only bolt this. There's a lot of good bolt spots for it to land. So I would be a little bit scared of that play.
I think the main
But that
concern
catcher, yeah,
with
that's a good spot for the catcher because
yeah, I was just about to say.
have
I
to
think
be
the
a-
main
a
concern
throw
with any
over.
sort of wizard play here is there's a 1 in 8 chance the ball just gets magnet hand by the thrower, and they're just as hard to tackle. I think that we see a sack attempt, but I highly doubt a wizard.
Yeah, I could see the edge going around the front, blitzing it. The problem is the sidestep lets him choose where he puts it.
Yeah.
Could see we just go for like the tackle down this Mighty Blow Dancer, put a Blodge Step tackle on the ball, and hope for skulls.
Well, the tree is the tallest thing on the pitch. I like that play. We'll put that under consideration. Now, and what were you just saying? I kind of blanked while thinking about lightning bolting a tree.
So my thing was like if you go for like just blitzing this Mighty Blow cat dancer,
Play some
and then
sidestep on him.
just place your sidestep tackle on the ball and just hope it
Okay,
sticks.
that's what I thought you were talking about, and I wanted to confirm because I was just about to point out that play, and you'd be like, "Wow, yeah, that's a really good play, Russell."
Yeah, it's a nice play.
Glad you thought about
Looks like we're going for the edge 5 though. And we roll 2 2s.
1 in 9 fails.
Into a stun. Okay, well it's not a removal, so.
But this is kind of the expected, anyways. I think
And we didn't waste our wizard, which is fine.
I think the potential play here was fine.
Yeah, no, I liked it. Believe that 3 dice on the sidestepper with tackle seems like a reasonable choice, and then blitz the thrower probably. Yeah, blitz the thrower. Why not?
Yeah, I like that.
So blitz the thrower with tackle Mighty Blow, then 3 dice with Mighty Blow on the Blodge Stepper, and then you score. Those are your choices.
The thing with if you just based the ball carrier though, there's a thrower right next to it. You could just hand off on a 2+. So I think the blitz play was actually just the right play.
Mm-hmm. Oh, why did we go there? I didn't like that blitz.
I
We only
agree,
had 2 dice.
Mongoose. Knockdown was unlikely to do much, but if it went out of bounds and bounced really well, it could have been
I think he
massive.
miscounted there. He needed to base the thrower if he was going to do that for 3 dice. But it doesn't matter. Got the knockdown anyways. Didn't break it. Gets the touchdown. And halftime, I will take a quick break to fill my water up.
Yep. Well, we've lost the star of the show. We no longer have a co-caster for about 18 seconds. Oh, yeah, you're right. I always forget about sidestep unless I'm looking directly at it and thinking about it. It's always the sneaky one. Quick, Eldar, jump on. Funny. And this should be Wood Elves drive again. I honestly think we just see a 1 tournament attempt and then go on a 7 turns of defense. All these mongooses only know how to make eye cages. Yeah, How would you defend against 1 turner here? Chevron? You have 11 players still. Just do a basic Chevron. This tree might actually get to do something. Might get to use Mighty Blow again. That'll be fun. Yeah, my thinking is, you try for the 1 turn. If you get it, you no longer have to worry about the defensive wizard, resulting in a 2-1 and you have to recover. If things start going south, you can just abort and go for a regular drive, while still having the 1 turner in for a fast score whenever you need to just get it in. I'm not sure if that's the best course of action, but
yeah, I highly doubt you want to risk anything on the GFIs.
But my thinking is, like if you get a quick snap, right, or you can go for the chain pushes. Yeah, sorry about that, Tree, but I got raided by a bunch of bots a while ago, so I added just like a small time requirement for like you had to be following for X amount of time unless you have a verified number. Yeah, the movement for Tree is my favorite. I love it.
I think we'll just see another long Wood Elf drive. And the pros will try to find that wizard spot once more. And looks like both KOs came back.
Yes, yeah. Babes did their job.
Babes did their job. Rolled a 3.
Well, they made difference on 1, and the other one was a 6. Got a reroll. Nice.
Dangerous kick location on the sideline there.
Yeah, that's a very volatile spot. Yeah, that's 2 people that have commented about not being able to talk in chat. I might... No, not like actual rage, just like bots coming in like constantly.
Yeah, we all deal with that. Lots of bots around.
I get a third person that comments about the not being able to. Okay, that's a third person. I might remove it. Just trying it out. You see, I'm actually quite lucky. I only get followed by hot singles in my area.
Little surprised that the Mighty Blow Dancer was placed on the dodge lineman instead of the no skill lineman. I would have like swapped the wrestler and the Mighty Blow. Just more chance of you getting a Mighty Blow hit off.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
It's gonna look sad when that Mighty Blow Dancer stumbles.
You could also argue that that positioning is correct if you don't want to throw more activations on the line of scrimmage. Because that can be a concern just from a position standpoint.
Oh, we're passing it. Interesting.
Vanity pass, woo!
That was from adjacent to the sideline, and we did have to use
that's
the pass
surfable.
rule.
That is, I would be looking for the surf right now.
Oh, on the thrower himself.
Is
yeah.
hot single a Blood Bowl euphemism for fireballing a potato? Yes. Officially, headcanon.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 GFI. So it's 2, 3 GFI with the wrestle catcher, and then you have 1 GFI left to get onto the ball and not be surfable, or get sideways to not be surfable back. I don't hate it.
Yeah, seems about right. I like that. I doubt we'll see it, but it's always fun to think about. The 4 movement tree has moved 4 spaces before. That was fun. It is also
I don't think it's actually moved very far this game.
It moved 4 spaces in one turn once. That was fun. But it's also locked 1 elf into a 3+2+ to get out, and the elf 1 and 9. So it's really done a great job so far, considering this is not the game for the tree. I'm still waiting for the tree to get a touchdown. Strength 6 ball carrier, let's go. I think this ball is pretty safe. We got some screens going on. Not a crazy kickoff event either.
Gets a stun.
But at least it doesn't have to roll to stand up, so that's always nice. Still got a 3 die on the lineman. Take root, activates, don't get to see the tree move. Both down so you can move the tree? is that a thing?
Oh,
it is a
thing.
Actually
moved down. He actually moved down.
I called it. Yeah, I that's actually what I meant.
Nice.
I was being serious.
No, it was a good play. It was a good call.
No, actually, I liked it more the longer I thought about it.
No, it was definitely the right play.
Especially since there wasn't really much else to do that turn, so I think that's actually fine. AV10 versus AV7?
So do we go for this surf play? I mean, it's there.
I don't think you can now. I think that there's too many things in the way.
Oh no, is it? You just sidestep on the line.
Actually, that's no. You're right.
Before.
From the sideline, you're right. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's really
I don't hate
funny.
it either.
Would I do it in my own game? Maybe not. Would I advocate for other people to do it? Absolutely.
Yeah, you just put the tackler on the kicker, and then you 2, 3 GFI, and then you can GFI back onto the kicker. Oh, yeah, this works too. Yeah, this is a little harder, maybe. This is 3-3. But I guess it puts your tackler, your sidestepper, in a place that's not going to get surfed, which is better.
Don't hate it.
So it's 3-3 GFI.
Great job by Toast Guy to just strategically take down the tree on his opponent's turn. That's generally how I deal with big guys as well.
I mean, I would
Take
be
this,
happy if he
loner.
goes for the surf. This would be amazing.
That's like the second set of dub skulls for the pro elves.
Oh, yeah, definitely not going for the surf if you've already done this. Well, first of all, that was the blitz, but yeah. I don't know, why is the tackler there then? Is he just eating a free hit? I guess he's denying
Basing
some
a
movement,
strength
I guess.
2 and a blockless player, so I don't think that's a terrible idea if you're just trying to base heavy and
I mean, we saw him
get
get
some pressure.
straight up powed in the first half, so
Yeah, that's true.
Wood aren't afraid of throwing them.
Red dice, that's all we get. Ah. Something, throw that at the tree, something. Yeah. I'm excited to see when the wizard comes in. Something snakes on any of this these wood elf turns, and the wizard's gonna come down hard.
Yeah, I mean, the pros have already rolled 3 or 4 snakes, so I guess the question is, will the Wood Elves roll one at a bad time? And they've given some pretty risky ones up, like the throw from the sideline, which did roll a single one. If it had rolled a second one, fumble on the sideline out of bounds into the Pro Elves half, this game could be quite different.
Yeah, but it's also expecting to fail the 1 in 36 is a little paranoia, but also
Yeah,
it
but
happens eventually.
they had safer 1 in 36s like geofying in bounds rather than throwing from the sideline. I just think the risk of it going out of bounds there was so high. I would have rather geofied and had the slightly higher chance of your failure causing an injury than your failure causing you to lose the game.
I agree. But, it's always really satisfying when somebody's minor adjustments for statistics like that gets rewarded. Like when you're watching someone play and they're weighing the value of going for the GFI and a handoff versus a 3+ pass, and they're like, the failure state on the 3+ pass is better, even if the odds of the 2+ GFI is better. Because, they're like, oh, I want this player standing even if the pass fails. I like that sort of stuff. I like when it gets rewarded.
So there are elves in scoring positions for the, which means that a wizard play is credible this turn. Whether the positioning will allow for it, we'll see.
Yeah, I think if I were in the Wood Elf shoes, as soon as I found a breakaway point and a chance to score, I would.
As soon as I found a wood chipper to put this tree in because he has been garbage.
This tree has been a good tree. What are you talking about? He has
he has rooted
ground.
First action.
He has
3
stood
drives.
his ground so well.
He's rooted first action 3 different drives.
Well, this is actually where instead of going for like a blitz to gain position or to get a surf or anything like that, you blitz someone into the tree with a push. That way he can knock himself down again.
There.
And you gotta admit, even if like you don't like the tree end game, looking at the stat sheet or like the player roster and seeing 5 movement ups, it's very funny.
Yes.
Like even if it's for the memes, like I wouldn't be able to pass up a second movement up on a tree. That's hilarious. Reroll coming in? Throw 6 dice? No. Using a reroll in overtime format? Nah.
No, not an overtime format.
Especially when this game could very easily go to overtime.
Yeah. So there's a decent screen in front of the ball. It's not going to be the easiest thing for the pros to try and like bolt this. I don't think.
I think the reverse L cage has a lot of power.
But I do see a like situation next turn where the Wood Elves are put in kind of a pickle when this Bloodstep catcher blitzes in and bases the ball next turn.
Yeah, I agree. Both kickers still alive. This is unnatural. Their longevity is bigger. But English. You know what? I give up. I'll get my 8-year-old sister to cast.
Oh, there's
speak.
a nice cheeky pow. Catchers, when they're strength 2, can still hit things.
AV7 holding strong this game. Let's see if that changes. That is
Just a
a stun. AV7 together strong.
Now there's definitely a bolt the thrower potential.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that.
Because I think if you bolt the thrower here, you get to blitz with tackle 2 dice on the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you just pick it up with edge 5, throw it to catch your score. We're not going for it.
Yeah, and I don't blame Toast. We still have solid screens preventing the Wood Elves from getting past the line of scrimmage just yet.
There would have been a couple 2+s involved with the try off of tackles.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I wouldn't even hate seeing saving the Wizard for overtime if you think it's going to go there.
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know why this guard didn't base one of these 2 back players and then we blitz one of the back players.
You know what? Sure, you know what? We're great casters. There is a 2-die on the ball with the blodge catcher. Just like 1 GFI.
Oh wait, why did you leave that? I wasn't even looking for that.
Oh, why did only Mongoose catch that?
Why did Dubious Mongoose not catch that? Is the question.
Right? That's just a straight 2-die on a 2+.
Yeah, that's just a totally not. Yeah, that's an awful position.
You know, just like kind of completely discounted that line of play. We're focused on the Wizard.
And then the edge 5 can just come in and can pick it up.
Yeah, and Toast sees it.
Oh yeah, Toast definitely saw it. Like all his moves were. Oh my, his blitz dice have been absolute garbage.
His dice in general have been terrible.
And look, the ball's now next to Bloodstep. Tackle.
And the reroll just got spent, and now you got to think really hard about the.
Yeah, we went for
2+.
We got the ball.
Got the 2+ down. It's on a Bloodstep.
Yeah, and tackle is on the current War Dancer.
And the wrestle pieces are tied up.
Where does he sidestep to?
If pros score without the Wizard, the Wood Elves are in serious trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they have the 1 turn, so it's not completely terrible, but you still have to score and deal with the Wizard to go to overtime. Never leave your back door unprotected against the Mongoose. I thought the lesson was you can always enter Mongoose's back door. Not sure which moral to get from the story.
And we're just like a quad push from like, you know, this game being over.
Yeah.
Being certainly in the pros' favor.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say over at that point. There's still plenty of games.
I wouldn't say over. It's still like a bunch of skills on the field, bunch of stat ups.
Yeah. Pros would take a very big advantage if they're able to get a double push out of this. And I like moving all these players just forwards. Where does the wrestle go? So can we get them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Can we get him like over there by those guards? Potentially? That would be like a decent spot. Oh, we're running the hard way.
Yeah,
nice.
Agility 5 doing wonders.
Are we gonna just stand next to the catcher? Yeah.
Now, I do think it's rather easy to get wrestle on the ball, but if the wrestle fails,
I
this
might
is
have
just an easy score.
preferred the edge on the other side of the catcher, but that would have
I
just been
agree.
my preference.
Like, I think I would have rather screened off the wrestle because
I
I
think I
think
would have
wrestle is a
rather
greater
forced
threat.
him to have to place assists on the sideline than on the inside of the pitch.
Yeah, but I think the strength 4 might just come and get 3 dice.
Yeah, but the strength 4 has to dodge off tackle.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it is the right player. No, it's not that. I think the right player to make the blitz with is the wrestle.
I
It's the
agree. That was my
same
first thought.
odds of knockdown, like same number of dice results with knockdown, and
Yeah.
doesn't
No,
have to
no,
dodge off
no
tackle.
dodges either.
Yeah.
1 assist for 2 die. I don't think you can get enough players there to get 3 die though.
Now the
So
good
you
thing
just have
is
to
that
throw 4 dice at it.
the tackle, sorry, the sidestep on the catcher, it means that this ball is going to be scattering towards the edge potentially.
Yeah, with catch, reroll for the magnet hands.
Because we know it's going to be sidestepping down towards the 18, right? In that diagonal in front of the edge catcher. That's where he's going to sidestep to. That's also another reason why you want the wrestler over the tackler, right? Because half of your good dice don't give him the option of sidestepping away from where you want the ball. So even if that tackle mighty blow wasn't based, I still would go with the wrestler for that reason, right? If that makes sense to you?
Yeah, I understand
Just
that.
because of sidestep.
Yeah. So getting it down in the same square is easier to control.
Yeah. But looks like we're going for the 3 dice.
Yep.
I can't say I hate 3 dice, because 3 dice is better than 2.
This actually, we can almost force the sidestep to go away from the agility piece as well if we're willing to commit 1 more piece.
There's the tackle. Tackle comes in. Reroll gets busted. Now he only has 3 dice on the ball instead of 4.
Yeah, that's massive. Oh, snakes!
And we snake it. And that is going to be very, very good for the Pro Elves, because they can just run this tackle up to the guard. They're not going to blitz with it, mind you. They're just going to hit with the edge, I think.
They're just gonna hand off to the agility 5. 1 in 36 catch, run into the end zone.
I don't like that as much as hitting with the edge 5 on the guard and then just running it with a dodge. I think I like the hit better.
I think both work. Both work.
Higher chances of removing a wood elf.
Oh yeah, removals. You know,
Removals are good.
I was just thinking nice and simple. That's what I would have done. Just because, like, if you wanted, you could leave the sidestepper there as a basing piece with the handoff. Trap of the Wood Elves, you might be able to stall for 1 turn, but that'd be really greedy. They still have a ward answer.
No, you don't
leap.
stall. You just put this in the end zone.
Yeah, like on defense, you basically always just want to score when you get it, if you can. Especially if it's going to put you at 2-1. Force your opponent to have to play aggressively to score in a few turns.
Especially when you have the wizard. Like, you still have a wizard.
Yeah. If it goes to overtime, you've got the advantage.
Okay, I like all this placement of players. Like, move your players that don't have to do dice rolls before making the dice rolls. I love this.
Might be stepping on this ward answer as well.
Doubtful. I would love it, but doubtful.
It's just so satisfying.
It's not the right play. I love moving every single player, though, that's not involved with scoring.
At least the tree is still relevant. Good catch, yeah. That tree, you know.
Oh, we
wide
went
open.
with the ball blitz. I'm not sure I agree with that. But hey, they say ball hits harder. 1-1 gets the touchdown. And there we are. 2-1 to the Disco Dans.
Prelf
the wizard
are in
in
a
hand.
very favorable position now.
Still with 11 players as well.
Yeah, it's 11 versus 11 still. It's very surprising.
Yeah, I think the Wood Elves are a little miffed that they haven't been able to cause more damage. I mean, the
Especially when
pros have
both of their
11
ward
players.
answers have Mighty Blow.
Yeah, and still have an Apo left, so they can still power Apo a badly hurt. Or KO, to be honest. KO would be a pretty good power Apo as well in this half, if it's on a tackler.
Yeah, that was a huge oversight in the ball positioning. Not realizing it was blitzable. But, neither of the casters caught that either.
Well, I mean, we just assumed that Mongoose
It just
wouldn't leave
assumed it's at a range,
such a back door open. I wasn't even looking over counting those squares.
I didn't even
I just assumed that someone else
consider
had counted them for me.
well, you were right. Mongoose counted it for us.
Yeah, or forgot to.
We're talking about the probability of Wizard coming down. Mongoose is just like, why not just take the blitz? It's free. It's 2+. Like, oh yeah, it's a good point. You should be a caster. You should try streaming. I think you'd be good at it.
Well, we do know that is true.
knows how to count to 9. Yes. 9 is a big number, my uncle doesn't have enough fingers to count to 9.
Now, the question is, was Dubious Mongoose just, like, too afraid of the wizard that forgot to count the back door?
I think so. I think that's likely what happened.
Because there's definitely, like, when you are facing a wizard and an Agi 5 wrestle catcher, there's a lot of pressure on you.
And just one brain fart is all it takes against a lot of the elf teams.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as an agility team, I think agility teams are really hard. I think they just take a lot more planning and thought than a lot of bash teams. I don't mean that in a bad way against bash teams. Like, oh, I play chaos,
And the reroll given to the Prelfs for even more potential shenanigans.
I think the Prelfs have gotten 3 rerolls so far.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is the bug. Sorry.
The what?
Bug.
Is there a bug?
Yeah. Home team for coaching assistant. Home team can't roll lower than the away team. So because they have that +1, anytime coaching assistant is rolled, they'll always get a reroll.
That's pretty dumb.
Good old cyanide bugs.
Oh. I just got the
There we go. Mighty blow on
clipped.
Unprotected guard. KO. Will we see the Apo? No. We won't see the Apo because naked guard is just not as important a player.
I would just like to point out that just like the cookie thing, that was also a lie. I don't have an uncle with only 8 fingers. Yes.
And the Wood Elves do have to be aggressive now with their...
that doesn't help. You gotta reroll that.
Oh, we're going for the 1 turn. I like... But I don't like because reroll. But I like the balls to go for it.
And this is the game you really wanted that sprint. This exact situation. And I like moving all the other players first. I
might have bailed
at this point.
I might bail and go backwards. I would be scared to roll 3 GFIs with no reroll. You only have like a 60-something% chance of succeeding that, I believe. Let me get the exact numbers. Let me get the exact number for you, great viewers.
I know 2 GFIs is a 70% without reroll. 1 more would be probably around 60.
Yeah, that was my in head thought, but I have a calculator, so do the multiplication. It'd be 125 over 6 times 6 times 6, which would be 200 something. So it is a 57.87, so just below 60%.
Okay, that's about what I thought it would be. That feels about right.
Yeah, it's 125 over 218, I think. Is that what the number is?
Something like that. I just know
Something
it's
like
1 over 6 to the power of 3.
Yeah, 1 minus 1 over 6 to the power of 3, or 5 over.
I know how to get to the number. I just am bad at doing it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1/6 as a whole to power of 3. Not 1 over 6 to the power of 3. That would get you the wrong result.
No, it's the same thing.
No, it's not the same.
They are the same.
No, they are not. Because 1 over 6 to the power of 3. No, wait. They are the same. Damn it.
One to the 3.
I haven't been able to do math since I got hit in the head. Give me a break. I
teach math, so kind of my thing. Will he go for it? This is the big question because he's been making moves. To me, it looks like he's gonna just stay safe.
I don't know. I almost feel like he's just gonna gun it.
Just gonna gun it. I think he's gonna just screen and stay safe. But who are we to say? He's just gunning it. Fails the first one. That is actually the worst one to fail. I think that ball is in range of the thrower. It is.
No, you see, Luke, it's not no math on stream. It's no math without a piece of paper. I can do the math as long as I can write it down, but like in my head, it all gets jumbled.
So the first thing that has to happen is Blodge Stepper with tackle runs backwards and stands on the WN, or right next to the WN. I mean, these players can also screen as well.
Yeah,
but
things
that have to happen: screen in front of ball, Blodge Step tackle on ball, or next to ball. Someone else in the screen, thrower goes and picks it up and throws it to them. Scoring threat downfield for next turn. Edge catcher downfield for next turn.
You can almost just you could just go for the yeet. Add some more.
You're gonna hold it behind there in his screen, I think. You also want to be blitzing with tackle the war dancer, I think, because chances are you might get a removal.
I like that.
And they build a screen anyways. Like this builds the screen anyways. So you blitz from sideways so you can push backwards so that he has less movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're still adjacent to the ball with the Danwell. Though I'd want to go one further. And I'd probably go to the sideline in that case. That way I still have the go there with the thrower. Because there's 2 people you have to protect the ball from. You have to protect the ball from the movement 10 catcher and from the dancer. Okay, so we're going to go for this blitz direction. I didn't like it as much because it leaves your guy in base contact with your screen. I would have taken the extra movement to not blitz from that direction. And it still doesn't get you anywhere close to being next to where I want it on the ball, so I would have went for the other direction there. Okay, so he's going to be the guy we're throwing to.
I think the most demoralizing thing that can happen here for the Pro Elves is they failed the Sure Hands pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the Wood Elves just walk it in.
No, the demoralizing thing would be failing the GFI onto the ball and dying.
Oh, okay. That's just like Murphy's Law levels of demoralizing. I agree. Like, that actually is far worse. You're right. I didn't even consider that level of pain.
Okay.
I considered average Blood Bowl, not Nuffle has a personal grudge against you.
And now we have a 2+ pass to the Blodge Stepper. Failure. 6. Okay. Pass is a good skill. Catches it. Does Mr. Lineman go as a scoring threat? Danny Goberto. I would like Danny Goberto to be a scoring threat, but he's going to continue.
Come back to the screen.
But again, you don't have to be a scoring threat, because if the Wood Elves just never touch the ball again, then you win. But I would have liked to have at least one scoring threat, but I understand having more screeners on the ball.
The strength 4 War Dancer can get dice on the ball.
Yes.
With a leap.
Leaps, or even just dodge.
Yeah,
just
dodge
go
works.
dodges, because there's no tackle on him. But again, it's on a sidestepper, so I think it's very good to keep the ball on a sidestepper for the Pro Elves here. You dictate where the scatters go to.
And that would go right in between the catcher and the guard block base. Have only good scatter zones, really. Or you can even go back towards the end zone. But that has risk of just popping into the end zone, being scoreable.
No, you want to go just straight forward, so that you're between, not like in between the two catcher and the lineman, but in the screen, but next to the catcher and the lineman. I think just straight forwards.
Why wouldn't you want to just go in between them? My thinking is that
because if you go in between them, it has a chance of scattering into one tackle zone where the catcher can reach it.
Oh, that's fair. So you want it on the other side of the
yeah, I want it on the other side of the screen.
I get you. That makes sense. And the War Dancer will be almost out of movement at that point.
Yeah. The War Dancer doesn't have a score opportunity, so unless the War Dancer leaps here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it still doesn't get a good sack angle without using all his movement up.
I think the reason there are so many mongooses in Rebbl is the same reason there's so many sages.
Trying to get the name luck for the
I tried to have a funny punchline, but I just ended up going with the silence and just letting everybody else fill in the blank.
Yeah. Nope. Gonna hit. Try and murder a catcher. You stole my ball, so I'm gonna murder you.
Almost.
Just done. Now, the problem I have with that, and here's the big problem, right? The Dancer is really the threat, right? And he has 8 movement. So he can go 10 squares. So right now, the left 3 squares of the pitch are just free real estate for the Pro Elves.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't be blitzed by the Dangerous Guy. So they're just going to take all this room up by the tree. Up towards the tree.
The Wood Elves are getting the numbers advantage, though. So they might actually be able to steal the ball back. Since Toast pulled all his players back.
They might, but the way I see it is that the Dancer is the only threat, and he's so far away.
Are you kidding me? Are you not even considering this tree can come 6 tiles away, take 2 GF5s, and be right up on these Pro Elves? In 2 turns, this tree could be the sacker.
Yeah. Totally a thing if he had break tackle.
He had break tackle, he'd just be like Ramtut. Except without wrestle.
So the blitz is on the guard dodge, and then you're just taking all the space offered to you.
Now here's the real question. If you roll doubles on this tree, do you consider wrestle since you're movement 4?
No. Wrestle doesn't mighty blow. Why would you want to wrestle?
I just think it would be really funny.
God, and the pros still have a wizard. So even if
Like-
the Wood Elves are able to sack this and recover, they have to score on the turn they sack, otherwise they get bolted.
Yeah, basically. And that's just to get to overtime, not even to win the game.
Yes,
And if they
yes,
go to overtime,
exactly.
they're down rerolls.
And potentially getting the sack would cost them their last reroll, and they would be out of rerolls for overtime. Yeah, here's the blitz on guard dodge, as we expected.
I'm making a solemn vow. If I ever give it a double movement tree and roll doubles, I'm getting wrestled. Like, just like flex on everybody. Like, look, my tree can stand up and move a square. How are you gonna escape me now?
But at that point, why don't you give it jump up so that it can stand up and move 6 squares?
Oh, you have a solid point. But like, how am I gonna get on the ground safely? What if my armor breaks? I only have 10 of them.
Only 10 armor.
Oh, piling on tree. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's a better thought. You don't even have to roll doubles for that.
No, just take piling on next.
Normal
Yeah, and
cage. This
Super
has to be
Dancer
the lead
is out
play,
of
I
range.
think.
Super Dancer's out of range though. So you have to go with the not Super Dancer, and then you don't have tackle.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's just out of range. Damn.
That was the problem with making the hit over there.
Regular
It was just
Dancer.
so far. Is this like a dodge in an uphill with wrestle, maybe? Might give you better odds. There's a
so.
guard on the corner too, because
Yeah,
it's not
it's
gonna be
on
easy.
one corner.
Yeah, but then
on the
it's
important
not easy
corner.
to get to the back corners. Yeah. Very good job by the pros to set this cage in a good position. Now the Wood Elves could just like get into a defensive position backwards behind the ball, but the thing is the pros don't have to go through you. They can just, retreat and be safe.
As the Wood Elves, you really have to pressure both the pro elf end zone, like midway into your own field, and both sides of the field. And during all that, it's really a tough position.
And all this because
Unless you're able to just completely envelop with them here.
Because the Wood Elves couldn't bail. They couldn't bail on the one turn they had planned, which I think they should have bailed as soon as they had to use their reroll.
I think that trees should have access to mutations on doubles.
So
Can you
I guess your
imagine like the
blitz.
perfect tree of tentacles and strength 8?
We're leaping? No, we're just going for the corner. Ooh, and a 1 in 9. We don't even dislodge the corner.
Yeah, this is brutal. And one reroll left. It's very hard to like. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't even know if is that the right time to use the reroll?
No. You have turns still. You have 2 more turns. You save your reroll for your Big Dancer play. Your Big Dancer gets into the middle of the field so that he's able to reach anywhere, and then you save your reroll for that play. Yeah, exactly. I like this Dancer spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ball could hit the end zone and be safe, but I think that would be like a not great play.
And we still have the thrower in the back, so the punt is actually not a concern for the Wood Elves. Do you think the Wood Elves have forgot about their thrower?
I think they have forgot about that throw, but I think keeping him back there is okay.
I think keeping him back there is actually going to work out great just for punt prevention, but I think they forgot about it.
Now the question is, do the pros also not notice him?
I think the pros actually see them easier because if you switch
because if the Wood Elves, it is easier to see him when he's up pitch. But if the Wood Elves don't know he's there, then do the pros know he's there? Question mark. So if I'm the pro elves, do I just retreat? I think you just have to retreat. You can get to a nice safe cage back a bunch of squares, force the Dancer to have to do GFIs. Maybe hang the guard catcher upfield, like close to the line of scrimmage as a hey, I could blow past you type of consideration. Can't full commit to my cage. But I
Worst
think
case
just make
scenario, you just go for the punt anyways and force the one reroll Wood Elves to make a play, potentially
I think you
blowing
just
their
make a
last
cage as
reroll.
deep as you can here. I think you just make a cage as deep as you can, and then
Like, unless some serious removals happen for the Pro Elves, I don't like on the pros. I don't think this is bad at all.
yeah, this is going to be just a cage over there. I like this. As deep and as far away from all the Wood Elves as possible. Double guard corner, maybe. You can certainly try to get the other guard around the other
Yeah,
side
you can do a cage and a
after
screen.
you've caged. Yeah. Cage and a screen. Seems like a good choice. Best part about this cage is you can make it with
You can
even
make
an
a bone
anti-leap
bus.
cage. Yeah. You make it with 0 dice too. 0 dice being rolled. You even get to blitz this War Dancer.
Which one?
The Mighty Blow Dancer. You can blitz him with the lineman if you wanted.
Yeah.
Though I think
Yeah.
a better thing is just to dodge and screen.
You can blitz with kick. That way we have a chance of seeing a kicker die.
I don't think you have to blitz this turn at all. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
what? Why? Why?
Bring in the
That
guard.
was just... He wanted the guard there, but that was just so bad. Move the block kicker at least to the other corner just to make it safe first. You could have closed off the corner before making that dodge. That was just... I mean, then you don't have as big a screen in front, but I think it would have been safer. Why risk a snake?
Bonk. That's 2 failed dodges here.
So no screen in front of the cage. Now.
And hereabouts we're about to see a cage dive attempt.
Here's where we see the tree be his best self.
Hey. This tree has traveled very far this half. Don't pick on it.
You see that kick lineman with 6 movement? Yeah, he would have been better than the tree.
I mean, potentially, but I don't see that kick lineman stopping all these dodges. This tree has cost 2 ones this turn. Hey,
He just
the
doesn't
tree
even
is
have,
being his best self. It's just not good enough for some people.
doesn't even have a 1 dice on the ball here. There's 2 assists with guard and the inside player.
Like, would have to leap someone in to negate the thrower assist.
Yeah.
Or dodging. Which is not very appealing.
Looking real tough for the Wood Elves. They do have 1 more turn after this, though, so they can just set up for the play. Just swarm the cage.
2.
Alright, well, I'm going to have to be slightly unprofessional here and go eat dinner. So I will leave you to have this last couple turns for us.
Oh, that's fine. Thanks for joining. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great time casting with you, Russell. I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed the game so far, and I hope they enjoy this last turn. Ooh, let's just see what happens here with the leap. Oh no, we're just blitzing this guy. That's a good choice. I like that choice. Okay,
Down he
I'm gonna go
goes.
eat.
Yep, you have a good one. Yeah, bold and tackle next turn is a good choice. I almost think you have to base the ball just to cause a potential reroll on the dodge. Maybe force the blitz that way as well. Okay. Bringing in the other word answer there. Maybe slot in the guard. Catcher here for handoff shenanigans. This is still not over. What else have a chance to recover? I think it's still heavily pro-elf favored. But what else still have a chance? Yeah, just 3 wood elves out. Only 2 of them this drive. Or pro elves, not wood elves. Well, I think that Mongoose forgot about this thrower, but it's actually been doing work as a punt preventer as well. So there is that to consider. So I think it was accidental, but it might be intentional. Big air quotes on the might. He's not explicitly forgotten about it this turn, so. I'd be willing to give him benefit of the doubt that he's always been there as punt prevention. If he told me that, I would believe him even if he's lying. One in 36 dodge out. And now this is looking very dubious. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Looking at multiple screens, and you're gonna see like War Dancer red dice. Hope the sidestep doesn't land in somebody else's hands. Like, this is not a great position. You don't want to be here. Like, I don't think Wood Elves have many options besides just hope ball scatter good. Hope ball go on ground in first place. If this breaks armor, that's gonna be even rougher. Kind of need every player you can get right now for potential plays. Armor not broken. I can't wait to see the armor stats on this game because it's going to be insane. Oh, dodge failed. Guard is now available. What we gotta see here? It's gotta be a leap play. You plug someone in right here, negate some assist, punch here. Yeah, this is really solid from the pros. None of these players are stuck on anybody. Stuck on a block piece. Can wrestle that off if you need to. Here's the other word answer. Yeah. One die on the ball is available. Not where you want to be. Is there anything else fancy we could do to get some guard in? I don't think so. Like, you can dodge a guard in for a 2-die. Like, if you go like that, that's a several pluses. That's like a 4 plus? The 3 tackle zones? 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus. That's 5 plus. Ooh. Or you can go get a guard there, maybe? That's like GFIs and pluses. Leap play coming in. Reroll blows. It's a push. That's the ball game. Man, that's upsetting. As the Wood Elves, the relying on the 3 GFIs and then just getting punished from it really hurts. And that's not even me saying I hated it, because that's still almost a 60% play that at least ties the game, potentially wins it for you. You could have aborted it, like T-Self said, gone for a safer turn on the next play. But by that point, Mongoose had already used all of his other players, and they weren't really in a good screening position for the ball. It was a really great game to watch, though. I think the low removal game was surprising with all the AV7, but still very enjoyable. See a nice little wraparound, a little ring around the rosy. Then this turn will happen, and we'll see some stats, which is one of my favorite parts. And then we can send everybody over to someone else if anybody's got some recommendations. Or if anybody from Rebbl is online. I know Finney's online. Three die hit. Hey, it's a removal. Second one for the Pro Elves. Oh, wow. This differential. 14 armor breaks versus 3. Yeah, so Pro Elves had 16 blocks versus 33. 1 KO versus 5 removals. Decent SPPs. Yeah, what elf did have Mighty Blow? You're right. Let's see, 70% dodge. That's it. I think they had some 3+, I think. Still a bit more than I was expecting, but most of those didn't snake, so it didn't matter. 100%. 37% armor. 93% injury, though. So that's nice. Yeah. And the rest is pretty average. That's a lot of skulls and pushes. So it's amazing how much they got done with just that amount of skulls and pushes. Man, that's crazy. And a bark feature. 71% armor. About the same amount of dodge. I don't think they failed many either, or snaked many. Maybe one. And those are a lot more average looking dice. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that was a great game to watch. I think we're gonna raid Finny unless there's another Rebbl game going on. Oh yeah, that snake was big. Let's Control C. Set up the raid for Finny. Tell him hello. Alright, everybody, that was a lot of fun. That was a really fun game to cast. Congrats to Toast. A great game from Dubious Mongoose anyways. Y'all have a good one. No problem, Toast.